Christopher Titus.
I'm a sick
Sandwich.
I like a quick
Sandwich.
And this is the Armageddon update. Kanye West, oh ye with little faith, but a ton of crazy. Kanye West, amazing rap artist who had such amazing albums as College Dropout, Late Registration, and Graduation. These were great albums that pushed rap and were loved by everyone. Okay, not everyone. Kanye's new album, though, I'm Going DEFCON 3 on Jews, is a bit of departure for the rapper. Tracks include Jared Kushner's Sucks, Jews Won't Replace the Beat, and because the dude's a genius.
He's a jackass.
And to be transparent, I was a fan of Kanye, you know? Even when he took the mic and ruined Taylor Swift's MTV win. Because at that point, we all got the feeling that maybe, just maybe, Kanye might be a bit of a drinker.
When you're drinking, the show looks good to you.
Then, after he declared he was actually Jesus,
I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you.
that actually made less sense than Donald Trump. While talking to Donald Trump, we prayed he was a drinker.
The Constitution is the base of our industry, right? Of our country, of our company. Would you build a trap door that if you mess up and it's the base of our industry and you end up next to the Unabomber?
I'll tell you what, that was pretty impressive.
But alas, Ye was not a drinker. No, Ye is severely mentally ill. Kanye was so crazy, his ex-wife used this guy as a relationship palate cleanser. Now, we can go down the list of things Yeezus has done or said, but let's focus on this week because it is no longer just a bipolar rapper with too much money and no guardrails. It is an anti-Semitic douchebag who hasn't dropped a good record since 2010. In the last couple weeks, here is what Kanye has done and said in an interview with renowned hip-hop aficionado Tucker Carlson.
White lives matter. White lives matter. White lives matter. White lives matter. Yay.
Kanye said, my kids are going to a school that teaches black kids a complicated Kwanzaa.
A complicated Kwanzaa? I prefer my kids knew Hanukkah than Kwanzaa. At least it will come with some financial engineering.
And just so you know, Complicated Kwanzaa's new album will drop the day after Christmas at 1:02 a.m. in 30 seconds, but only on Zune and has to be translated from Creole. It's pretty complicated. Kanye also said that
Planned Parenthood was made by Margaret Sanger, a known eugenics, with the KKK to control the Jew population.
What? He then claimed that someone had replaced his kids with fake children, and God damn it, I wish I had fake children. Remember her? Brittany had her money put in a conservatorship because she got married without her dad's permission. Kanye has been crazier than a shithouse rat for about a decade now and is not getting better.
Talk with your doctor about how you've been feeling to see if adding Abilify is right for you.
Shut the fuck up. I will fucking laser you with alien fucking eyes and explode your fucking head.
My mother was a manic, depressive, schizophrenic, and she was committed repeatedly. She shot and killed her last husband, which really killed her Tinder profile. But for her safety and the safety of others, my mother was given treatment and medication. And the reason that was because she wasn't a billionaire. You know, if Kanye wasn't rich and babbling this anti-Semitic, mentally ill, ignorant, and dangerous bullshit, he wouldn't be getting interviewed by Fox News. He would be a senator getting interviewed by Fox News. I'm Christopher Titus, and this
Sandwich
is the Armageddon update. And damn it, Kanye. Come on, man. I so miss good albums. What was that last shit you did, Donda? What does it even mean? God, come back, Kanye. Hey, everybody. Christopher Titus, Titus Podcast. How are you today with me, the lovely Bombshell Ray?
What's up, people?
And the Hylinder, as always.
There could be only one.
I cannot get
You
rid
all
of
right?
it.
That's from all the rapping you're doing.
Dude, I can't.
He has been rapping.
I
Yeah.
cannot get over this, whatever this is. I feel better. I can work out, but every morning about, I wake up, my chest not tight. I don't feel anything, but about 2 hours after I wake up,
Is the air
flat, and it's just this giant.
just
It looks like something like a packed parachute just pops out. What?
that's dad sounds.
Yeah,
that's
keep
just like
masking up because this bronchitis going around.
I don't
is
smoke.
Brutal.
I don't smoke or do anything.
No, I mean for people that have stopped masking because they think COVID's over. I just ran by Lululemon to return something, and not one person that works there that was shopping. COVID is over.
Not even staff.
According to not even staff. People coming in contact with all kinds of people every day.
Well, I was in Hawaii this weekend, and everybody had masks on. I mean, literally.
And they have like the cleanest air in the planet.
Except for the white people.
Hawaii.
Except for the white.
No shit.
Yeah, it was like every Asian mask wearer, every store I went into. Not every store. There's a couple stores but most of them, everybody had masks. Hawaii was great, by the way. I did the Honolulu theater, and it was awesome. Great show. Standing ovation. This new show is dark. It's very dark, but it killed. It killed.
Cold and flu season. So might as well mask up. Just you have them.
Yep.
And COVID's still going.
Trust me.
We went to my son took the Landmark Forum this weekend, and I went last night to his final night with my daughter and him, and we all had masks. They made us wear masks. Oh, really? The people that are smart and trying to live life better all wore masks. So smart people seem to be wearing masks. Dumb people, not so much.
Just for me,
which I'm fine
from the
with.
beginning.
I'm kind of fine.
Even COVID, I get that was made political, oddly enough. But even for me now, knowing that if we wear masks, we won't get the flu
stuff,
or whatever it is that we always got every year I did when we were traveling. I just think I'll wear a mask. I'll clean my hands. Like I don't want that anymore.
And the flu is new every year, so it's not like you're going to have some kind of immunity.
Right.
It's going to be another strain next year.
And my doctor said it's becoming weaponized. So our immune systems are weaker from being locked down so long, and the viruses are getting stronger.
Who said it's becoming weaponized? Is he like a MAGA
my doctor? No, the flu.
No, he's saying that because he goes, there's, and Fauci's been saying this for years. Obama had the pandemic thing started. George W. Bush said he said he was obviously informed that we're going to have a massive pandemic, which we did, but it ain't this one. It ain't this one.
Right. Now we've got polio coming back.
Polio's just revamping. I guess everything is your career. Polio's making it come back. I think that it is a lot of it has to do with, if you remember, way back in the 1900s, we didn't have international travel. So now we have so much international travel, and everybody, and as more of the third world countries become industrialized, we're just going to be getting stuff we've never seen.
Well, that's what I mean, especially living in a city like Los Angeles or Atlanta or New York, where you have a lot of international travelers coming in and out. I don't even want to mess with that. I'm good. I'll wear a mask.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
I get in my dad's tiny little town that maybe nobody has COVID.
Right, where there's 4 people.
Anymore.
People ask me why I'm wearing a mask. I go, because I'm fighting Batman. And then I do the Bane voice. I'm fighting Batman.
I just
That's
say
why.
Because I have COVID.
And then they don't want to talk to me anymore, which is good. We don't have to argue about this. It's not
Speaking
political.
of being crazy.
I have problems with the rare speak.
Speaking of being crazy,
Kanye, what is going on?
No better person to speak on this than you.
My mom was mentally ill, bipolar, schizophrenic, and it's so weird, man, because I look back at what happened and you think, so Kanye, we were trying to track it down. My son and I were trying to track it down, or you and I were, we were talking, he went nuts after his mom died.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think that's
when we first started to see
that's where the break happened. Now I don't know if she kept him sane in line or didn't let it out, because once that happened, and the Taylor Swift thing, we just thought, it's Kanye being obnoxious. Mm-hmm. But he obviously has a megalomaniac, narcissism, manic, depressive, bipolar.
Was that before or after his mom died?
I think that was before. I think it was. I think the MTV thing was before his mom died.
See, I was thinking it was after.
Yeah, but everybody's mother or father dies, right?
Right. No, he's mentally ill. No.
Yeah. Just because you have some traumatic thing in your life that is a natural cycle of life, that shouldn't put you over the edge into losing your fucking mind.
It didn't. Well, Ray
lost her mind.
Ray,
she gets a pass.
It actually caused her health problems. I get that.
His mom died in 2007 in Marina Del Rey in the emergency room.
It was after that.
2009 was when he did that to Taylor Swift.
Okay, so then we can even more evidence that's when it happened.
He was very close to his mom. She toured with him. She traveled everywhere.
But that's what I think. Did she keep him on his meds? She keep him together?
I don't know.
Because I would like to bring Mom back as a producer for for the new album, because man, if she could, because obviously he was really more talented because I bought the the first Donda album, and it was literally, there was one, he was a serial killer in it, and it was dark, I'm gonna kill you, and I was like, oh, okay. So here's my problem with mental illness. Mental illness is only mental illness if you're not a billionaire. Then it's something else. I watch Elon Musk the same way, where Elon Musk he's on the spectrum, and it is no question that Elon Musk is smart, but Elon Musk also does not have great judgment.
Yeah.
You know, it's reported this week that he was talking to Putin recently, as of 2 weeks ago.
He was actually talking to him?
That pisses me
recently.
off.
And then he
before he made the post about how Ukraine should give up.
Then he tweeted out the 4 points that how Ukraine should give up.
So he's publishing propaganda directly from Putin. This has made me so mad, and I've been so surprised that there hasn't been more outrage.
Well, he denies it. There's a reporter though that in England that's flat out said no. He actually told me that he did this. So crazy is if you're rich, crazy's fucking okay. And here's what I think the problem with Kanye is: when you have that much money, you have people that are going to take advantage of you. And he said that a couple of times. Can we actually go over some of the stuff he said? Do you have it?
Well, there's so much, but so he just filmed an episode of The Shop, and they have pulled the episode.
Is this the barbershop? The barbershop
refusing to air it.
Wait,
because
is this the show where the people sit in the chair
of
and they get the
racist
haircut?
comments that he made during the episode? They're not going to air. I don't know. I've never seen it.
I think isn't it where like the basketball players and stuff sit in the barbershop and they all talk and they
never heard. Never. I don't even know about it.
Oh yeah, The Shop. And wow. Oh, but racist.
It's LeBron James.
Yes.
And, yeah.
But racist against Jews.
Yes.
And then he wears White Lives Matter shirt, which is literally a white nationalist saying White Lives Matter. And he wears it.
Okay, so his Instagram account was deleted and restricted. If you remember, he was using Instagram to post videos of himself cutting Pete Davidson's head off and all that fun stuff. He was also posting texts from his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, talking about their kids. And then he actually made that video. He produced that video. Twitter put his account with 31 million followers on read-only mode. He can't post, but others can see it.
So they can read what he posted before, but they can't see anything new?
Yeah, he can't post anything new. On Monday, on YouTube, he posted a 30-minute documentary during which he showed footage of himself displaying a porn video to Adidas executives.
What? Why?
He's using TikTok to cut up clips of his interview with Tucker Carlson.
As I said in the Armageddon update, rap aficionado.
Over the weekend, for example,
Tucker Carlson.
He posted screenshots of a conversation he had with Sean Diddy Combs in which he accused Combs of being controlled by Jewish people.
Damn.
He was banned earlier this year on Instagram for using a racial slur against Trevor Noah.
Just want to point this out. If Puff Daddy is being controlled by Jews, it really worked out for him.
Right? Yeah. Right.
It really worked out. Yachts. You know what? Please, Jews. I'm Christopher Titus. Come control me. I will help you in any way I can, as long as I end up in the Puffy Combs area.
White lives matter.
Like that. But here's the thing: if he was just a nobody, he would just be on the street, people asking for $5 as he said this crazy shit. But because he's Kanye West, or because he's Donald Trump and he's got billions, he stole fucking nuclear documents. And then you've got, as I was saying, Elon Musk, who's worth $200 billion, and is literally getting involved in international politics and could help start a world war. Shut the fuck up. It's not your fucking area. You know, I do comedy about shit that's going on. That's all I do. I don't give you real advice. Yeah. You know, build a car.
You're not talking to Putin.
Yeah. I'm not. Hey man, what do you think? You're not going. You go to space. Let's build some cars. He. You know, it's funny because everyone's getting really mad about Dr. Oz because Dr. Oz was performing medical experiments, and there's a bunch of like 300 medical experiments. 300 dogs died. Bunnies died. You know, whatever. It's horrible. And we're to this place now, and so Elon Musk has this company called Neural Net, where they were testing. They were putting chips in people's brains to connect them to their. And these monkeys, like the 12 monkeys, died horribly.
Yeah, you think they're putting a fucking chip right in your brain?
In their brain, yeah, he's trying to figure out. But what scares me is that there's a level of money that you can get to where all of a sudden you're not crazy anymore. Yeah, they're like, yeah, he just does that. No, fuck that. You don't do that. I don't care how rich you are. You know who doesn't do shit like this? Warren Buffett. And Bill Gates is trying to cure diseases. Warren Buffett's going, yeah, I got a Dairy Queen.
Here's how bad it was. His interview with Tucker Carlson. They didn't air several portions of it.
Yeah, they cut it out
because it was so racist
for them.
So let's point out how anti-Semitic it was. Fox was like, nah. That's how anti-Semitic.
Too much for Tucker.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy. So he did a racial slur against Trevor Noah.
What do you say about Trevor Noah?
Then Elon Musk welcomed them back to Twitter. And then he tweeted he's going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Not DEFCON.
Yeah.
Which it's DEFCON,
so
not DEFCON.
That's what I was
going to
say. Kanye, listen, man, we know you're a genius, but it's DEFCON,
that's
not
what
DEFCON.
Trevor Noah was very funny about it, but he came out and said, I don't even know where to start with this. And he goes, first of all, it's DEFCON, you fucking moron. And second of all, it's on a scale of 1 to 5, so it seems like you're aiming for somewhere right in the middle.
Yeah, you're just you're going to be randomly
3.
anti-Semitic.
Not 5.
I'm going to be in somewhere, I'm going to be vaguely Semitic, a little more than vaguely. But here's the thing. It's obvious the guy is out of his mind. It's obvious. And this goes back to the meeting with Trump. Again, I'll say this. The only time I ever saw Trump as smarter than a dude in the room was when Kanye was talking to him. And you watch Trump in that interview. I think we put a clip of it, the Armageddon update. Trump is like, Trump's got the look like, how the fuck do I get out of this party? How do I walk out of this party? I got to go talk to somebody I know.
Supposedly he tweeted at one point when he was earlier on in his divorce that Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner were trying to lock him up and that they flew 2 doctors to his ranch in Wyoming to 5150 him, which is the California law where you can involuntarily lock
Dave Chappelle flew to his ranch. Dave Chappelle.
That tweet got deleted, but they tried. I don't know. He's got a lot of people around him enabling him. He's got every time you see him.
If you have $1 billion, you can pay a lot of people to let you do anything you want. And I will say this: I have a personal experience with somebody who we both know for years, who drove him around and said, "quote." I was asking about this because this had come out when I was coming home from the airport, and I asked him about it, and he said, "I will not drive him anymore." He goes, "He's honestly being around him. He's out of his mind." And it's pretty obvious. Listen, do you know balls? Listen, crazy in private is one thing, but crazy in public like this on national television. And
he was 5150'd in 2016, but it's temporary. I forget how many days, but it's an involuntary psychiatric hold. I want to say it's 72 hours.
Here's how crazy he was. Kim Kardashian was like, I'm going to hang out with Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Right.
he's really 100% got his shit together.
Yeah, 72 hours.
Wow.
But then he can walk out. So what do you do?
During his first run of Crazy, I think everybody felt like, oh, he's just being crazy artist. He's being a provocateur.
Right.
He's being, this is on purpose. But now, this is, we're
like Lady Gaga.
15 years in.
Meat Dress was on purpose.
Yeah, right. Good example.
She was trying to get, she was
trying to provoke. I get it.
Yes, exactly. And this dude is like, wow, dude, it's funny because you want to end everything in your career. Start talking about Jews. We all know what the Jews went through, and we're like, bro, there's a lot of shit
I'm so confused about that.
I know, and he's a Jew. He goes, I can say what I want about Jews because black people are also Jews.
But there's a whole, what?
What is that a license to do?
Yeah, but even then, Jews can't talk bad about Jews. You know, like it doesn't matter. Like, why would it black? I don't understand.
There is a whole movement in the conservative world that is anti-Semitic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That all
somehow
links back to George Soros.
But it's all been there, though. That's been there
George
for
Soros, who's
a billionaire
who's funded the migrant caravan. He paid to have all those migrants come up What else? He's done a lot of stuff.
I'm sorry. Don't you guys get your George Soros check every couple of weeks?
I haven't been getting mine.
I don't even know who
that's
he is. But if he wanted
by the
to
way,
give me
that's
a
who
check,
pays
I
for this
would cash
podcast,
it.
George Soros. We just don't do ads for him.
Or do we?
You never know.
Hello,
you never
Fresh.
know.
Yeah.
There was a guy. Speaking of the crazy of the world right now, and it's not just Kanye. There is a permeation of just nightmarish conspiracy theories. There's a guy that posted on Twitter, and someone pointed out to me, and it was basically, guy said, he goes, on October 10th. The government's going to activate the vaccine, the chip in your bodies, and everybody who got vaccinated, body's going to clot, they're going to die.
And what's today's date?
So we just started beating on the guy. And I was like, TikTok, and then I was like, oh, 1 day left, guys. Next day, nothing. It's like, what are you guys? I just don't see the end game of it. I don't see, unless the end game is to get so many people to believe it that they vote in crazy people and then we end our democracy. I don't quite understand the end game. You know?
Crazy's big on setting dates and paranoia,
and then
they like to keep moving it.
And
so the rapture's coming.
I think the guy said something like that. I didn't say October 22. Fucking dude.
2020.
Oh my gosh. Did he?
It was something like that. I was like, here's my problem with all of it. Is like, these are people, because we have social media. Social media is literally the downfall of society. It is Satan's tool. Because we have this, smart people, and there's a lot of great inspirational stuff on Twitter that I see all the time. I look at Instagram, I keep clicking on it. Every time someone gives me like inspirational stuff, I keep liking it. And now thank God my Instagram is becoming this thing of like, inspirational. But man, what you ask for, you get because of the algorithm.
It will quickly get devoured by nightmares.
If you fucking like crazy and you're like, that's fucking cool. Like, by the way, anybody who's ever run a mountain bike into a wall at 30 miles an hour, I have every single one of those videos because it's the funniest shit I've ever seen. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. If you've done a jump and you face planted on a mountain bike, it's on my Instagram. But also, a lot of inspirational stuff. But if you click the negative shit, man, you just live in this world of conspiracies and negativity. And you know what's going to happen? Eventually, I don't think it's going to be I think that there's too many critical thinkers, but they seem to be shrinking. Don't you think? Don't you think critical thinking is getting smaller?
Or they're leaving social media because it's just
I've noticed that a lot on Twitter. A lot of very smart comics and very smart people that I like have left Twitter. I haven't. But that tells you a lot about me, doesn't it?
You have followers.
I have followers, just like Jesus.
And a podcast.
Yeah, go see those specials on Christopher Titus TV on YouTube.
Meaning that's a quote.
The cool thing is everybody has a podcast now.
On
Rachel Maddow just hoarded her new podcast. Everybody with it, like,
but hers is going to be
Walter
factually
Cronkite never
accurate.
went. By the way, that's the news. Check out my podcast on CBS Live.
It's like you already have a serialized video
on TV
and
every
audio.
day, motherfucker, and you want a podcast?
There is a weird fixation for Kanye in, like, he thinks he's Jesus, and he's now having people call him Ye or Yeezus.
That's not a weird. Okay, so
he got on Rolling Stone cover and demanded that he have a crown of thorns and blood coming down his face. That was one.
But here's the thing.
He demanded that people address him as Martin Lewis the King Jr. in 2009.
That's what Jesus did too.
So wait, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis the
Martin
King Jr.
Lewis the King Jr.
I'm Martin Lewis. Oh, Dean.
But it was L-O-U. I don't know.
Jesus walks with me. Jesus. Come on, Jerry, back it down a little bit.
There ain't nothing but a gold digger.
Martin Lewis Jr. King. What the fuck? So you said something, he seems to be. I think we need to change the language. When you're a billionaire and you're insane, people could say you're eccentric. He's got some issues. He's got a lot of stress on him. When you're poor and you're crazy, you're just fucking nuts.
Well, when you're rich, you get a lot of leeway for anything.
Yeah,
you can get away with.
Kanye's fucking nuts. I mean, and what's going to happen eventually is he's going to hurt somebody. You can't get that much leeway and that much rope. And did you see those weird shoes he made? Look at his footwear, man. Those weird space shoes. I'm like, all right, bro. Like right there, they should have called you. They should have been like, hey, man, you're
People
obviously
are buying them though.
You're obviously, you know.
I did like his trash bag.
That's the cult of personality. That's what I'm saying. $1 billion gives you, in those first 4 albums, gives you a cult of personality. And then he's found a way to continue. And I'll be honest with you, I was a huge Kanye fan of this music.
Do you know that there was a whole rumor last year that the reason Kim and Kanye were getting divorced was because he cheated on Kim with Jeffree Star, the makeup guy?
What?
Wait, what?
In response, Jeffree Star tweeted, haha, I'm having the best time in Wyoming. Come visit sometime. Because that's where Kanye's ranch was. It also didn't help the rumors when Jeffree Star deleted a tweet replying to Kanye that said, last night was so fun, XOXO.
Well, okay, by the way, that he may be gay and experimenting with his sexuality, that's the one upside to the dude. Hey, all right,
that's the most normal thing.
That's it. Okay. Exactly. Like, that's the most like, okay, that seems like society. What the fuck is going on? What is going on?
He legally changed his name to Yee. It wasn't just call me this. He legally changed it. He said on a radio interview, he said, I believe ye is the most commonly used word in the Bible. And in the Bible, it means you. So I'm you. I'm us. It's us.
Woo! It's official.
So the reality of this, and I said it, but I'm gonna be a little more deep with it. I was raised by someone who's mentally ill, and the crazy shit that when she had her moments did this, it's exactly the same.
She just should have been a rapper.
If mom would have dropped a couple of albums, holy crap! At least I'd have some mailbox money.
What would her album sound like?
Well, she would have got Lewis and Martin on the track.
There would be I tried to stab my neighbor. That was
you gotta stab the ex-husband.
I succeeded in shooting and killing my husband.
Right. Oh yeah, mom was gangster. But if you think of it that way, mom, after killing that third husband, you're a gangster rapper, mom. She could have put out some hardcore stuff.
I show up at my son's graduation with no underpants on.
That's album cover. Don't make me cry about my life. You don't need to run.
Sometimes you tell stories and I'm like, oh, you know. And then your sister was here and she was like, I said, what do you remember about his mom? And she said, man, all I really remember was her showing up to his graduation, and she had on an army jacket, like a short army jacket, and go-go boots, like high boots, and nothing else on.
Yeah.
She goes, and the jacket was really short.
Just the jacket and boots?
But that's a weird thing. But that's a weird thing about this new show. Is everybody, yes.
Mom, Yee.
Everybody, but everybody, that's what I'm saying. But everybody, like, I will tell these stories and people get like you. They're like, yeah, he's a comedian.
Not that. I mean, I know that it's true, but as far as like some of the descriptors, as comedians, we add descriptors for bits to make it more colorful, interesting, or whatever. But Shannon described the exact outfit you said, sans underpants.
Yes, and there was a lot of that going on my whole life. We're just crazy. I don't mean naked, but I mean crazy. And that's why this new show, when you guys come see Carrying Monsters, I'm going to warn you again. And here's how dark this new show is. I have written a disclaimer in the beginning of the show to tell people what's going to happen. And they always go, well, it's going to be dark. And I'm like, no. I'm letting you guys know that I'm not some comic going, hey man, I'm edgy as shit. I'm letting you know that I'm going to hit a couple spots in this show where you're going to actually change your opinions about me. May
cause seizures. Yeah. May cause panic attacks.
I have to do
it's like a roller coaster.
I have to do a disclaimer.
Must be this tall.
And it's not dark dirty, but it's dark like so. And I always say, I tell them what happened in Scotland. People, even Scottish people are going, Jesus Christ. And
speaking of the UK, he did tweet after the Queen died. I know how you feel, London. I also lost my queen, which apparently people were offended about.
What? He has a personal relationship. He's on a first name basis with London.
Kim. Yes, he speaks to London directly. No, and not the rest of the
So he's comparing, hold on.
Kim Kardashian.
He was comparing Kim Kardashian to the Queen of England.
That's correct.
Who for 70 years ran the monarchy and we have was a badass.
He understands how they feel because he also
She did have a great ass.
She didn't she? Queen. That Queen shot of her shooting milk over her back on her ass. That was awesome. What is going on? So the problem is when you actually have so much money, everybody will take care of your every need. You are free to be as crazy as shit as you want, and eventually someone will pull you back. But if you don't have that kind of money, and Reagan killed every piece of mental health, not every piece, but most of it. He did it in California when he was governor, and then he did it countrywide when he became president. And we need, just so you guys know, guys, mental illness it's no bullshit. Ray works for the Salvation Army, and these people say, oh, these people just don't want to work. That's not it at all. 90% of them, right? 80 to 90% are just really insane. Right? They're mentally ill, and we don't have any programs to help them at all.
Just be rich. We'll just make them rich.
There you go.
Problem solved.
So
okay?
what we're doing is we're stopping. I'm starting a new fund called the Homeless Rap Coalition. We're gonna pick random homeless people to actually drop rap albums pretty much every 3 months, and we're gonna build basically a homeless Death Row Records. Yeah. Or to mock Kanye, Death Row Records.
we're going to hand out headphones.
Yeah, and let them.
Good luck with touching them.
Okay, by the
or
way,
handing them anything.
By the way, give us
putting them in a car.
Give us your lyric sheets, guys. All they have to do is rhyme. Doesn't have to make sense. Just have to rhyme, and we're going to drop some albums.
They have signs to say anything helps,
and all that money to gain one guy named Jerry's trust. 8 months for him to not freak out completely if I touched his arm or spoke to him.
Yeah,
8 months.
And it's really interesting when you bring up mental health to people and you say, "Oh, the homeless," you're like, "I was homeless," because it's get out of control. The homeless thing is crazy, and it's not just here. Like
but it's bad here.
It's here bad here, but I've seen it all over the country. And people are like, homeless, fix it. Well, the only way to fix it is to get them help, and the only way to get them help is to start a program to get them help. What do you want?
Restart the program.
I'm not paying for that. Fuck that. I'm not paying for that. Yeah, but there are fellow Americans. It cracks me up.
You have a lot of vets too.
It's more expensive.
Yeah, a lot of vets. Yes,
it's more expensive on the back end. So all the all the police calls and all the handling of the crime and all this other stuff, and then trying to figure out what to do with the city. Yeah, the
overdoses.
Way more expensive than just putting it into a program that won't produce those kinds of situations.
Well, we had that in the 60s and 70s. We literally had state hospitals where
Thank you, Ronald Reagan.
God. Yeah, and we were still, and in the 50s and 60s and 70s, up until late 70s. Well, I guess mid 70s with Ray. That was Nixon killing the gold standard.
Speaking,
but we had a pretty good economy too.
Homeless people spitting fire.
Oh my, yeah! Wow,
literally.
Okay, and now transition. Go.
This episode is brought to you by Truff.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Man,
you guys just go ahead. He actually called me. No, I called you when you were on your way here, and you said we need more truff. Yeah, we're out of the white truff, and we're low on the hot.
We're on the extra hot.
I'm thinking you could just clickety clack.
I will.
But he'll call me. He'll dial my number say we need more truff.
You're in the other room.
I wasn't even here. I was in my car.
Here's how bad I am with truff. So yesterday I picked up food from our favorite place, and I came home and we get fries sometimes, and and I put the fries in the thing. 2 nights ago, and she was eating fries without truff on them. And I was like, I was like.
Do you want a divorce?
It was because you hadn't done it yet.
But why are you even having the guts to eat fries without truff? Give me a second. And I have to say, people, if you like hot sauce, there is an extra element to this because it's truffle oil, whatever's in it. Not only that, but the mayo, the pasta sauce.
I love both mayos.
The oil for the raviolis.
Awesome.
Holy crap. That's all I can say. Truff. Holy crap. It's my favorite thing. And I was never a big hot sauce guy. Once in a while.
Since I knew you never did that.
You know that one bottle of Tabasco that stays in your refrigerator for like forever and you never use it? I've burned through so many bottles
We go
of truff.
through it so fast. Then he puts the water in it, shakes it up.
Yeah,
that's a sad time.
Yeah, you get another 2 months out of it. You could stretch that.
The two mayos are so good too. The regular black truffle and then also the hotter, which tastes like aioli, which is also super good on French fries.
The only time I even have sandwiches anymore is it has to have truff on it. I love
You have truff on everything. He has truff in his suitcase that stays in his suitcase. He calls it the pantry.
Yep.
And in the pantry are the tear up packets of truff and a miniature bottle of white truff. It's a sickness.
Yeah.
If I bring him food
it's not a sickness.
and I'm being nice, here's some food. It's
medicine. It's not a sickness.
Where's
you have
the
like
truff?
It's actually Truff is
alcoholic
healing
bottles of.
Truff is healing the sickness of boring food, is what it's healing.
There you go.
So get 15% off site-wide plus free shipping with promo code Titus at truff.com. That's 15% off of everything on the website at TRUFF as in fire.com, promo code Titus. It's a killer deal and it's killer Christmas presents. He gets in his stocking every year the miniature bottles of Truff.
Oh, and then if you buy the big bottle, it comes in this like packaging that's like Apple level packaging, and so it's a cool gift to give people, especially if you have someone who is a foodie who loves it. It's such a good hot sauce. By the way, speaking of whoring stuff, these are our Scream Sanity.
Speaking of
shirts.
hot,
I like it.
These are our Scream Sanity shirts. Scream Sanity or Stupid Wins.
Scream Sanity.
Scream Sanity or
what's on the back?
The Titus Podcast logo.
Lurger.
Boom.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So these are new. If you guys go to ChristopherTitus.com, you can get our
What are you
merch.
drinking out of there?
I'm drinking out of my Scream Sanity mug also.
Yeah, you are.
By the welcome to Merch Whore. I'm Christopher Titus.
What's on this
And I'm a merch
side?
whore.
Oh,
The Titus
okay,
logo.
Titus Podcast. All right, then.
Yep.
I like that. Look at that. Oh,
Look
there's
at
a
that.
black one.
What do you drink out of it?
So do me a favor, kids. We don't ask for we don't do a
Whatever.
Patreon, or we don't ask for donations. So just go ahead and buy some merch.
Yeah.
You get something. You get something cool. You get to rock the colors of the Titus Podcast.
That's right. I like that shirt, actually.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We are going to be this weekend in Springfield at the Blue Room Comedy Club. I know that it was close to sold out, so go check that out. Springfield, Missouri. We've never been there.
And next week I will be. Then you're going to Grandma's, and I'm going to Portland, Oregon.
I'm going to get material research is what I'm doing for a week while she's in chemo.
You have to sit there while she's getting infused and just let her talk.
Yep.
She's like, hold on, Grandma. Click.
I have recorded her. You know I've recorded her. It's
sometimes you have to get it right what she said.
I have her practicing Italian. Remember when she was going to Italy?
Este lupe mupa. Yeah, it was amazing. Corsadonta bisanopa. And you're like, what?
It's the funniest. It's great. It's really good. So Springfield and then Portland, Helium, and then we're going to do a week at the beach, possibly in Uggs, depending on the weather.
I'd like to go to I've had so much hot this year. It has been so hot in LA.
It's going to cool off, apparently.
I would love for it to be cool and wear my jackets. My jackets are just like, no. But they're like, it's October. Yeah, I know. Climate change.
It was really sad today. I walked outside and it was 73, I think. And I was like, ooh, this is chilly. Middle of October.
Our blood is thinned out so far now. I know.
I want to wear cold weather clothing.
Yeah, layers.
Cold weather colors.
Jackets.
Of course, I wear black all the time.
But I have some cool badass leather jackets.
I know. You got one for your birthday.
We have hoodies. Scream Sanity hoodies. For the
for those of you that are getting fall.
Yeah, right.
I was listening to something on the way over. Guys, we got the midterms coming up, and I know a lot of people don't think that it's important. More than anything, if you learn, the president is one dude who's got to get through Congress and the House. The midterms elect the Congress, the Senate, and the House. So vote in the midterms, for God's sakes. If we lose the Senate, what ends up happening is all these guys who want to take your voting rights, don't want you to have minimum wage. They want to take women's rights. They want to basically shut down and gerrymander every district. So it's always going to be white for always forever. Always going to be not always white, always Republican forever. And they're going to and they want to give rich people more money, and rich people are fine. Rich people are fine right now. So make sure you vote in the midterms. Do me a favor, check your registration. We need to check our registration. We still haven't got our packets yet.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah.
We got our voting
you
packets?
Just don't
when?
I just got mine. Yeah.
Check the mail.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
We have our ballots.
I was starting to get panicked because my one vote's so important. And it is. It
in
really
California.
Is. I just think that we care ambassadors.
Georgia, please, if you're not registered to vote. Georgia, Ohio, please.
Oh, my Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh.
They're talking
What's going on in Pennsylvania? Oh, Dr.
Fetterman
Oz.
and Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
JD Vance. I can't. Tim Ryan. How? But more than anything, Herschel Walker is close to what?
3
Raphael
point difference.
Warnock. What?
We did a Herschel Walker last week, but I got to be honest, man. Every time he flat out lies. He made sure I worked for the FBI. I graduated from college. Fucking none of
He listed like
easily
4
found
businesses
lies.
he owned that he never owned.
That's the thing is like it's not even good lying. Like for God's sakes, I mean politicians.
I don't have kids, and all these kids pop up.
I have one kid, 7 more kids. A dad?
Well, I feel like the voters also don't care about their leaders past either. They just want control.
No, they went around, CNN or MSNBC went around and interviewed people, and they all said, I don't care what he did in his past.
There you go.
I just want
Roe v.
control
Wade
of the Senate or whatever.
But what they don't understand is by getting a puppet like Herschel Walker in there that they tell him what to do, that means the evil fucks that fucked the country up 4 years ago get in power again. Like you can't. And by the way, people, let's go on. Let's take Democrat and Republican out of it. I'm fine with that. Let's get rid of it. Why the fuck would you vote for a group of people that literally fucked the pandemic up so bad 1 million people died? And all the stores were empty. And then Trump actually cut a deal with Saudi in the middle of the pandemic to cut 10 million barrels of production a day. He also wanted you was thinking we should inject bleach, for a cleaning. Disinfectant for a cleaning. Why would you have the dumbest motherfuckers that we've ever had in office? Why would you vote for them again? Every time, and I went through my taxes, every single time, the Democratic administration in charge, I make more money. You make more money. And guess what the money doesn't go to? Rich people. Mm-hmm. And the rich people right now, because of Citizens United, are putting so much money to Herschel Walker's campaign and Dr. Oz.
It is the craziest mind F ever.
Yes.
The Jedi mind trick of a lifetime that poor people and underserved people are giving whatever money they have and voting for these people that are all really rich and are only going to hurt the poor people with their policies and their fake tax breaks. But it's what you said about critical thinking.
Reagan also cut back our education budgets. It started with Reagan. He started killing education. We don't teach critical thinking in schools. And now people are like, yeah, that guy's he's tough.
But I can play a mean hot cross buns on a recorder. Didn't know what the stock market was, but
right. Don't even know don't know how a checking account works.
No.
Right.
Well, it's like the whole mega church type of idea. These people that have their own Social Security are giving all their money to some dude who has like fucking 8 gold jets. Yep. And he keeps saying,
I need more jets.
I need more money. God told me I need more money.
One preacher said that out loud. It
was Jesse Duplantis talking to Kenneth Copeland.
I need a new jet.
It's the most terrifying video I've ever seen.
And swarms of people are going, yes.
He literally says, because I can't get on a long tube filled with demons.
But why? But here's my thing.
Sorry, isn't that your job?
Aren't you
convert the demons?
But if you're a religious man, why wouldn't that you demons would be
scared of you? So you can't be around people.
Right.
You have to be isolated on a private jet.
Because you're not that good at it. You're obviously not that good at religion if you can't deal with demons.
If you guys haven't seen this video.
Jesus. It's terrifying. Not a lot of faith in the old J-man right there at that point. If you're like, yeah, man, I can't get in the tube. Why? Because there's demons there. But you're a preacher. You run this church. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Jesus said that too, though. I can't go to the temple because demons.
Yeah, I can't go on the mountain. Satan's on the mountaintop? Nah, fuck that. I'm not going.
Only surround me with believers who are putting money in my offering plate.
The craziest thing to me, and with the church, but when Trump said we need to defend, we're going to sue about the election, they sent him $256 million. They sent him. These are people that can't afford it.
Insane.
They can't afford it. $256 million.
If we haven't gotten through to them yet,
no, we're not.
We're never going to get them. No. We just have to
vote.
But
it's critical thinking. It's
voting.
education and critical thinking.
But you have to teach people to think critically, and if you cut it out of education, they don't learn how to do it. They just go with whatever is the loudest.
But when will we learn hot cross buns?
And that's why.
Or how to become what we were told was called an Indian by using a brown paper grocery sack and some brightly colored construction paper to go around my head.
And draw your hand. Make
oh my God, make a hand turkeys.
Yeah, the hand turkey wasn't quite as offensive as me now picturing myself running around in that. You know what I'm talking about? When you put the paper bag upside
over your
down
head and you cut it so it formed feathers, and then you actually glued.
No, I had to wear one. My head came out here and my arms came out here. It was upside down, and because Indians were brown, I guess. And then we made the headband with the feathers. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah. I remember this.
That's nothing like my all city choir singing what were called Negro spirituals. And I remember one of the songs, gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton, gonna jump down, turn around, pick a bale of hay.
All these white girls.
And then there's another one that we were actually taught. I am not kidding you. I think about this stuff and it's so painful.
I feel like metals in my body right now.
It was a Negro spiritual. If you're listening, I'm using air quotes because that's what they told us. And we had to sing it the way it was written. And it wasn't soon I will be done with the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world, the troubles of the world. Yeah, we had to sing it soon. Instead of IAH will be done with the troubles of the world.
Well, guys, Titus podcast is ending today. Holy crap.
Can you believe that?
You know what? I think you've redeemed yourself in some ways, but you didn't know. But still, not knowing isn't, again, the problem. Not knowing is the problem.
I remember them framing it as we were learning about that culture. Yeah, it's not so great.
And yet now we have a bunch of people complaining that they want to ban history, Black history. They want to ban it because white kids feel bad.
I learned about slavery in school.
And I never once went, man, I shouldn't have done that.
I remember thinking, man, they were assholes. I never once sat in class and felt bad about myself or my whiteness is what they're saying.
Remember when Roots came on and we watched it like, holy fuck.
It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing. Roots woke the country up. Can I get...
Or Glory. We had to watch Glory in school.
All this stuff is coming out, and this has been going on since Trump became president, about replacement theory and white people are going to end. There's not going to be enough of us. First of all, if you think you're going to stop the melding of everybody, you're wrong. You're just wrong. It's not going to happen. Eventually,
too late.
We're going to be a majority minority country. That's what's going to happen. And why does that scare the fuck out of people? Why
Already women outnumber men.
Yes, 52% of the population is women. And yet, these white men are still trying to hold you back. Stop it. Nope, can't have your rights. Sorry, fuck you. I don't understand why we don't just embrace the future. Why do the one thing about the GOP and the Republicans is they want to take us backwards. And I don't, what happened backwards except horror?
They see themselves as losing power. They would never say that.
Yeah, but that's happening no matter what.
They say things like kids will be ashamed of their own skin. They'll be ashamed of themselves. It's not true. None of us were. We were never told to be ashamed. We were told, here's what's happened. You have to learn history or else it's destined to repeat itself.
Yeah, we were taught what happened so we didn't do it again.
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
Exactly. And you might want to get some standardized curriculum so you don't have some hippie choir teacher trying to get a bunch of white kids to learn about it by making them sing like that. Maybe if she had had a little more guidance.
But we don't even.
I wouldn't cringe when I think about my childhood.
Do you know what we never hear about? The Department of Education anymore. We heard about it because of Betsy DeVos, because she was trying to give everybody. She was trying to kill the public education system and make it all privatized. Well, here's what happens when that happens. If you take a public education system and you make it, you kill it, and you make you're going to get $3,000 to pay for school. What fucking school are you going to get done for $3,000? There's a lot of poor people that couldn't afford. So the reason the public education system was, again, I'll say it again, public education and education in general is national security.
Absolutely.
It is national security. It is the economy. It is future technology. It is leading the world. If we have stupid people, we have a stupid country. And if we have a stupid country, we get rolled over. You dumb motherfuckers.
Preach. By the way, this episode brought to you by Athletic Greens, because you need to feel your best for Armageddon.
And learning.
This is something I use every day. I hide it in my smoothie sometimes because I like to have green. So my smoothie will be green, but it won't taste like any.
Right.
It'll taste like chocolate.
I love the way it tastes on its own.
I love it because it helps with gut health, which women have a lot of trouble with. You get more energy. Your immune system is cranked up. I don't like taking a bunch of pills and stuff, and this has everything in it. This has 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens. So you're getting all the stuff you would take.
But also when you take, sometimes I do that. Every once in a while, I'll take a handful of vitamins, and then I got like a 2-hour, 3-hour thing where I'm like
Neon
a little bit like, blah.
Then you pee it all out instantly.
Yeah. But this isn't good. Athletic Greens is, you gave it to me. I have it every day, but I mean, I remember you.
I had it just in the shaker bottle.
But I didn't have it in Hawaii
the other
when I came
day
back.
because I
like,
had
yay.
champagne with the pastor, and my head hurt the next day.
Yeah,
and I'm sure she was fine. I was not. So I actually thought I had this whole aha moment, like, oh, I don't feel great. Oh, I should go. That's how much I believe in this product. So that's when I brought you the shaker bottle full of it. It's also keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. It's no GMOs, no chemicals. It's just like an awesome product that makes a massive difference in your health. Right now, you can reclaim your health and build up your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially because we're going into that flu and cold season we talked about.
Yep.
You just put 1 scoop of water every day. 1 scoop in a thing of water every day, and that's it. No need for a million pills, supplements. So to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, and it's that little dropper bottle, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase, which we love. We take on the road with us. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/Titus. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/Titus. Take ownership of your health. Pick up the ultimate daily nutritional
use it.
insurance.
Works.
It really does work. I mean, I believe in it when I'm like, God, I feel bad.
Well, also what people well, you can tell by looking at you, but they don't know that you actually like nutrition, like trained to be in like fitness competitions. So you are really on top of what works and what doesn't.
Yes.
So
this is something
I would take her
about.
word for it. I drink it because she hands it to me and it's great. Drink this. Got it.
Okay.
I'd be so easy to
after
kill.
you called her to
I would be
tell her to bring it.
I would be so easy
So
to kill.
DOJ filed something with the Supreme Court. They took all the time that they had. On the final day that it was due, they filed this really brilliant brief. A lot of legal analysts are saying this is how lawyering is done.
But this is about, they actually
basically telling Supreme Court to stay out of it.
Stay out of it, and basically saying Judge Cannon is a hack.
Yes, they really did.
They ripped everything she said.
Yeah.
Like
they say these documents, it's nonsensical that this judge would rule that these documents that belong to us,
right,
that are ours, we shouldn't be able to review.
So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Judge Cannon, you guys remember a few weeks ago when Judge Cannon ruled that Trump can basically get to keep his documents and they had to have a special master. And then she ruled against the special master that she appointed. And then the DOJ, they took it to the 11th Circuit. Now it's at the Supreme Court. And now they're basically saying you guys have no right. If the Supreme Court and those hacks that Trump put on the bench rule against this, we're losing our country.
Well,
I think we
11th Circuit that they went to first is largely conservative, 2/3 appointed by him.
And they agreed with it. They
were like, yeah, Eileen Cannon is a hack. We can't explain why she would rule this way against the law.
Right.
And
she ruled against basically set law. Like, you're a judge. You're supposed to read the book and go, I guess I've had judges say that in court.
The book is important.
I can't, the law is the law. I can't.
This is what he does, though. This is his MO. He's been doing it forever, since he was a real estate, quote unquote, mogul in New York. He's been bullshitting and just countersuing no matter what. Even
keep it in court forever.
Yeah, and
that's
just delays it.
He had 30 before he became president, 3,500 lawsuits, and what he was doing was it was all with vendors that were working on his hotels and casinos.
Yeah,
and what happened was they would say we got a bill's gonna be $120,000 for all the curtains. Okay, this is a true story actually.
This happened a lot.
Yeah. And then they would pay $20,000 or $30,000 to get it going. They'd put the $30,000 of curtains in, maybe halfway through get another 30, and then you go, okay, and we'd like the other 60, and they would say no.
Mm-hmm.
And you go, sue us. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was their game. That was their fucking game.
That's how he did it. That was official. Yes.
On the backs of blue collar.
Yep.
Small companies.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. Architects and engineers and construction companies all were.
He was famous for that in New York. Yeah. Judge has now ruled that he has to sit for a deposition in that E. Jean Carroll defamation lawsuit. Yep. He's just going to sit there and not say, do what he does.
Take the fifth.
It's like, what's the point?
Which he said proves you're a criminal. He said that about Hillary Clinton. If you take the fifth, proves you're a criminal. Which Hillary, by the way, never took the fifth.
No, she sat for
11 hours.
She showed up. None of those people showed up.
No, there's a whole bunch of Republicans right now that have subpoenas out to them by the January 6th committee and will not. They're not even. They didn't say they aren't going to show up. They just fucking didn't.
I'm assuming that this will be out by the time, but the final J6 hearing is tomorrow. So this will be out after that.
I just had a scary thought. I just had a really scary thought. So
just now?
Yeah.
No, I live with scary thoughts, but okay. I had another scary
You're carrying
thought.
monsters.
Okay. I had another scary thought. Why do these guys, like, what's going on with the elections and stuff? Like Rand Paul and Mitch McConnell had 8% approval rating and they still won in Kentucky. Mm-hmm. What is going on that all these motherfuckers are basically violating the law? They're not showing up for subpoenas. They're not doing anything they should do. They're basically getting you have to do this and this and this, and then they don't do it. And they just continue to just flaunt to fuck you in the face of the law.
How are they getting away with that?
What do they know? But what do they know is coming that we don't know? Like, is there something like they know that they're going to win this next election and do it? Because it doesn't look like they're going to, unless they've got all the voting machines. Or
they're just getting away with whatever they can possibly get away with.
I guess, and I call the Democrats on this. Then the Democrats better start stepping the fuck up. And if you do something wrong, you get in trouble for it. We used to be a country that you knew if you did something wrong, there was a consequence, and we don't have that anymore.
No, Trump just truthed that heinous shit about Elaine Chao, McConnell's wife, racist.
So racist.
Said McConnell has a death wish in all caps, which feels like he's calling for violence against McConnell.
It's called a death wish?
That's Kanye calls it a death wish.
Got it.
Calls Elaine Chao, what did he call her?
Coco Chow.
Coco Chow and
something else.
Some other racist stuff, and alluded to her being back in communist China, even though she's from Taiwan. And no Republicans will denounce it. No. All these reporters have gone to them saying, even McConnell, they asked McConnell and he was, no, I'm not going to talk about that. Like, nobody will say that's insane.
They just circle the wagons.
So again, I go back to this. There has not been a politician in the history since I've been alive anyway, that I have seen that, I mean, Al Franken obviously had nothing on anybody because the second he tweeted a joke, there's a joke picture, he gets fucking taken out.
He was early before they established the precedent of just,
I still believe to this day that Trump has been building. It may have only been 9 years, but since Obama went out at the correspondence dinner and trashed him, I think Trump was building a treasure trove of shit on these Republican politicians. Because the genius is this: if you go after the Democrats will come out and go, yeah, I did that. Here's why, or here's my excuse, here's my apology. Republicans, he went after his own party to make them do his bidding. Mm-hmm. And I would bet you there is so much shit on these Republicans because I don't get it. I don't get why you would take so much shit from this obviously inept dumb fuck.
But that's a Republican strategy, is they're circling the wagons for Herschel Walker. Yeah, he's done shit.
Yeah.
It's like they...
La. That's the new strategy. By the way, this episode brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh. Because life is hard and life is busy right now, and you're too busy watching the January 6th hearings and everything else. So you get HelloFresh. It's convenient. It tastes better than your own cooking, I promise.
It's look at food.
You cook it. It's
guys. I look at
people
food.
Over and
you take a
them.
bite. You take a bite and you look at it. Like you only do that when something's awesome. Like I'm like, oh, this is thanks.
The first time I made it for you said, "Do we have any more of this?"
Yeah,
but I had only gotten for 2 people.
You'd gotten the 2 for people. I was like, wait, no more.
I think you have a delivery coming today.
Yes, it's coming today.
HelloFresh, you get to pick. That's what a lot of people don't realize. They have like 50 weekly recipes, and you go choose which ones you get, so you can try different things, and they tell you which ones are fan favorites. You can do fit and wholesome. You can do family. You can do vegetarian. I love also that it's sustainable. They offset 100% of their carbon emissions. So their carbon footprint is 25% less than store-bought grocery-made meals.
I didn't know that. That's a new update. That's cool.
Yeah, I kind of love that, actually. They also source over 90% of their ingredients directly from farmers to make sure that you get the freshest produce and proteins. I love that too. It's a
not processed
company
through.
with a
Right.
conscience.
Right.
Also now they've got this fun thing where like a pantry where you can go pick stuff to add. And I'm a big fan of pumpkin spice. I know no one is surprised by that. I love the holidays. So they have fall inspired stuff right now that you can go and pick. Last year they had the pumpkin cinnamon rolls.
Oh, those were good.
That was so good.
I haven't had anything. We haven't cooked anything that I went, nah.
Yeah.
They have desserts now that you can add.
They have desserts you can just add to your meal.
Yes.
You could be in the kitchen saying, I'm plating. I'm doing my plating for this, guys. If you're gonna go
Make sure you have a zester.
You're basically doing Chopped at home, except you're going to win.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
Yes.
every time. So go to HelloFresh.com/Titus65 and use code Titus65 for 65% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Titus65 using code Titus65 for 65% off and free shipping. It's America's #1 meal kit for a reason. I promise. You guys try it and let us know what you think about it.
And I'll say it again, we do not advertise anything that we don't use.
It's
That is
really
true.
good.
That is true.
It's better than my stuff.
You make it. Well, you're already a good cook, but when you get the stuff and you put it together perfectly, you've actually done some things. You added a little modification sometimes.
It's making you better.
It makes you better because you now know how much better everything tastes with zest.
I went from just bachelor grilled cheese sandwiches to like, hey, I could cook.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. It's insane. And
where's the picture? I need the picture.
It always looks like the picture too because they walk you it's so detailed in how you follow the steps. I don't know. It's amazing. Try it.
Also, if you're dating, trying to find somebody, get HelloFresh, because what happens is that you invite them over dinner. Don't take them now.
Now you got that in your arsenal.
No, I'm gonna cook for you. What? Oh, and then because when a man says to a woman,
For dating,
most
I
of the
think
time,
this is great.
Hide the box first.
But yes, but when a man says to a woman, you still have to really cook it though. I'm gonna cook for you. Women don't go, yay. They go, okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'm going over. I'll eat it.
Start looking at the like.
But if you do
time.
HelloFresh, boom, dude, you got it. She's gonna be like, well, did you make this? Oh yeah, I just do this all the time. So I don't. Back to mental health. I don't understand. I mean, so much of our country. You'd think that the people that every time a shooting happens, bitch and moan about mental health would actually spend some fucking money on mental health. But they don't. It's just an excuse.
Good news: the Uvalde police they were fired.
They took everybody.
Everybody's
right?
gone.
Did you see that?
What?
But it wasn't all the cops that showed up. That was just the school police.
Okay.
Yeah, better.
Okay, it's something. It's
Yeah.
good news.
What?
See, good
the
news.
Uvalde police got
yeah.
all fired.
Consequences.
Yeah, but
Still don't seem enough.
it doesn't.
No, doesn't
It's
seem
a
enough.
bad one.
That one cop that was on her mic on, man, I'll tell you what, if my kids were in there, I'd be rushing in there right now. Hey, you're the police officer. You're supposed to go in there now.
Right now.
For
What are you
everybody.
doing?
You took this job to protect and serve, not just your kids.
Right.
All the kids. Yeah.
Brittany Griner still in prison in
God,
Russia.
we can't forget about this, guys. Holy crap. Still?
Mhm.
Isn't Snowden still there? Can't he just like hack in and shut down Russia in a second?
Snowden got made a citizen. Snowden became a Russian citizen. Putin made him a Russian citizen.
Of course he did.
Just log in and shut the war down.
Here's a little positive.
Come on,
because we
dude.
need positivity.
Just Snowden in his room, just hovering over
Delete.
the
And then he could be
delete
like,
button.
"Can I come back now?"
Just boop. Got it.
War's over, guys. Am I a
I
hero?
waited till the military was almost destroyed. Then I deleted all of it. We're good.
This
Save
is
the
good
world.
news. The number of Republicans who believe Trump's big lie has fallen since the January 6th
There you
hearing
go.
started.
Good news.
The 9th and final hearing we said is tomorrow. Probably already
Fallen
came out.
from what to what? 80% to 79%?
This new article says the number of Republicans who believe the false claim the election was stolen has dropped now below the 2/3 mark.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
so sad.
Thank you.
Oh my
I knew when you were
gosh.
going to give me a number, it wasn't going to be like, it's only 13%.
66% dropped to 60. It's a lot. That's a lot.
Okay,
of
yeah.
people.
All right.
See, I'm trying to give you guys. That was more like Christopher Titus good news. It was flavored with horror and death.
I feel like Kanye being on Tucker Carlson is good news because he's on his way out, right? His fan base has got to shrink. This is
Well, who's by the way, who's it for? Like Tucker Carlson having Kanye West on, who's that for? Like, I don't understand. Like, when you're crazy gets in, I tell you what, my crazy never got in well, I take that back. One time in Titus, never got in the way of my career. And it just can't happen. And the boy needs help. Please, somebody who's close to Kanye who actually cares about him, get him on meds, get him on something. I want those albums back. Prince is gone. The closest thing I think we had for a bit was Kanye. And then it's weird because I'm not being around somebody who's mentally ill my whole life was. And you see how I am with mentally ill people now. I don't give them any quarter because they intimidate. And I think and that's what, but to be crazy, intimidating, and have $1 billion, really bad. You know what? I'm just worried it's going to end bad for Kanye. It's going to end. I mean, it's already bad for Kanye, but I mean, it's going to end.
Like, he's going to have an official breakdown.
Do something to hurt somebody, hurt himself.
That's what I was thinking. That the only way for this to come to a head is they're letting him go. It's getting worse. It's getting angrier. It's now threats of violence.
He might make the ultimate art piece.
This episode also brought to you today by ButcherBox, another company that we love, another company that you need for Armageddon. To stock your Armageddon freezer.
It's solo stuff today because we also we could do a whole Armageddon ad. Yeah. By the way, when you're in Armageddon and you're cooking your food, you're cooking your HelloFresh, and you mix in some extra couple of pork chops from ButcherBox, use some truff on that. That'll
some of that nuclear fallout's going to taste
my
delicious.
Sister, when she was staying here helping take care of me, she was cooking every night, and she said, "You have the most well-stocked household." She goes, "This is easy to show up and run your house." I said, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, your freezer is insane, and it's because you open the door and it's like ButcherBox hamburger, ButcherBox chicken, turkey in the bottom,
and because of your OCD, it's organized
according to
animal."
Yeah, it is. It is. The steaks are insane. Yep. Just ask the Hylinder. He does butter basting, ladies. I love the steaks. And I love the chicken. It's got such a different taste than what you'll get.
And I wasn't a big pork chop fan, but the ones that they sent us were awesome.
They're like an inch thick.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
So
and also, again, with all the stuff, supply chain, everything going on, it is so much more convenient to just order it, have it show up, put it in the freezer, and then you don't have to worry about it. And if, Putin decides to lose it, you can eat for a minute.
It's 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork-raised, crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. Humanely raised, no antibiotics or added hormones, which is very important to me. The other thing that I love is that it comes out to be a lot less expensive.
Yep, 100%.
Because you can pick what goes in your box, or they have pre-selected ones, but you get this whole box. Shut up. You get this whole box full of meat.
Yeah, it's not getting better. You keep going. By the way, people, you get to pick what goes in your box. That's a quote from Rachel Badley. And all women should always pick what goes in their box.
And that is the truth. I just spit. It's high quality, and you don't have to go to the grocery store, and it all comes at once. You just put it in your freezer. Holidays are coming up, and I will tell you this. I have experienced firsthand that when there are supply chain issues, that ButcherBox will not take new subscribers. They put a
you can't sign
to that. Yeah. So the first time we had that problem, I had a lot of people going, "I can't sign up now." And ButcherBox is like, "Yeah, man, we tried to tell you, but you should have signed up."
Wasn't that that was? Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So people that were already members were getting it,
right?
But other people were on Twitter like, "I can't find meat," and ButcherBox was like, "Trying to tell you."
Yeah.
So holidays are coming up. They have a great deal for that. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I don't want to scare anybody, but it's like 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
What?
6 weeks, right?
Christmas?
Thanksgiving. Actually, yes.
Thanksgiving.
3 and 5 weeks. So ButcherBox has a killer deal right now. The main course for Thanksgiving dinner is obviously stressful because it's hard to find. It was hard to find last year in the grocery store. They're offering people a free turkey with their first order, which is insane.
If you sign up for ButcherBox, you get a free turkey?
Yes. You get a 10 to 14 pound turkey free in your first box, and it's free range, and it has no antibiotics or added hormones.
Pardoned by the president.
Sign up today at butcherbox.com/Titus. Use code Titus. You get that 10 to 14 pound turkey. It's free. Then Go to butcherbox.com/Titus, promo code Titus to claim this deal. That's a really
What
good
are we
deal.
doing for Thanksgiving? I didn't even think
Eating
about
a ButcherBox turkey.
I know, but where are we going? Are we here?
Yeah.
That's if nuclear winter isn't here.
She's planning on coming.
Do you know that I have turkey PTSD. I remember the first year I was asked to carve the turkey. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I had to look it up. And
was it with a mechanical knife or just like
Oh my! That was that.
or just like a fucking
well, I got it now.
hunting
I got
knife.
it now, but man, you got it. We should do a thing on how to carve a turkey because for all of us young men who weren't taught, it's not. My dad actually made finally when I was like,
You did really well, actually.
I
was
know how to do it now.
It was kind of like, wow.
I know how to do it now, but I didn't know the first time I was like, okay. Try to cut it like a pie.
That was something I remember being surprised about, that you just got right in there.
That I can fix cars, build cars, carve turkeys, martial arts. Like a real man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm. All right,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Ooh,
Okay.
Awkward.
Sean Hannity is always a dickle. He released a voicemail trying to embarrass Biden that Biden had left for Hunter when Hunter was still in the throes of addiction. And it's heartbreaking. I listened to it last night, and now there's obvious backlash at Hannity. He's trying to be a dick by doing it to embarrass him, and people were just offended and upset because
Fox
it's a private moment.
viewers. Wait. How the fuck can you actually air if someone's...
It was on the laptop, I'm sure, saved on the laptop. The call is, and if you listen to it, it's worse than reading it because you can tell Biden is crying and very upset, and he's kind of whispering it almost. He says, "It's Dad, I'm calling to tell you I love you. I love you more than the whole world, pal. You got to get some help. I don't know what to do, and I know you don't either, but I love you."
Well, that looks great for.
That's what I thought.
Fuck Sean
Hannity.
Are you
How
serious?
removed are you from
I like the
compassion?
What was he trying to make fun of for?
Hey Sean, you know, man, if you ever want to, you're a martial arts guy. If you ever want to like take on a lefty, dang it, man. Let me tell you what else, Sean Hannity. John Hannity.
Sandwich.
But what kind of a rage you
Come
got?
see us in Springfield this weekend.
Yeah, Springfield
I
would be
haven't
fun.
been on stage since Scotland.
That's on her.
When I lost my will to live. So
just so you know, we should talk about this. We have become to a place in society where there is that guy's he's on a national program all the time. That I cannot believe that we don't have there's no line these motherfuckers won't cross. I'm mad. That's like can you imagine?
a lot of people are like, oh,
could you imagine playing like
that's not the own you think it is, that he's a loving, caring
Dad
father who's heartbroken
who's
and
willing
wants him to know how much he loves
to save
him.
his kid?
A normal person would do that. What was he making fun of? What was he?
I don't
understand.
Exactly. What's the downside? Yeah, look at how bad. Look at this guy's all caring and loves his
A
kid.
lot of people.
Wow.
And he's
what a dick.
I saw on Twitter where like there was a time in my life that I really could have used that phone call when I was fighting addiction. It's like I'm not sure, except they're so far removed from humanity and compassion that they have lost sight of how that would even look if they air it to make fun of
to
him.
not even know, like exactly for Sean Hannity, though, supposedly a smart man, to not even have that like level of like that's his son.
He's not smart.
But also,
He's
aside
not
from the
smart,
emotional
he's not.
thing, it's
I know someone that knows him that worked with him quite extensively and said
Hannity?
he is not at all intelligent. Said that Tucker Carlson is actually very intelligent, but that Sean Hannity, if you killed the teleprompter, he would just sit there going, yeah, he's
Look at
not
that haircut.
smart.
But that's what I mean. It's dumb. Dumb is mean. That's the bulliest shit I've ever seen. Like you play the father loving his son, whose son's going through the worst problem. He's probably almost on the ragged edge of death, and you go, "Look at this."
And the reason why you know about his addiction is because Hunter Biden wrote a book about it, telling the whole story. So they keep releasing these videos of him, while he's on heroin or whatever, but he wrote a book. He told everybody.
Yeah.
Here's what I did. Here's how I got through it.
And some of those aren't the only thing either. There's that video. There's new Hunter Biden video. He's frolicking with hookers on a water slide. You're like, oh my God.
Every man is disgusted by that.
I said, that's a rap lyric.
yeah. That's a music video.
Yeah, exactly.
They are outraged.
Was he pouring champagne on hose? Because he's out of control. Hunter is. How do we hang out with Hunter? Hunter, what are you doing? Because we just saw the video and my God.
We want to keep an eye on you. Make sure you
Hunter,
don't.
you need some handlers. More handlers.
It's going to do a collab with Kanye.
That's a collab.
A collab. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as always, at this point of the show, we go to a place where we need to...
Positivity reigns.
Yes.
Take a step back.
It's Hylinder's Fun Facts with the Hylinder.
Oh, you guys are getting better.
That was a good one.
By the way, I start. He's like, okay, what's he going to do?
Yeah, he does.
I'm waiting milliseconds.
Yeah, he's just like, you should see panic in his eyes.
Because it's important to him to be on key.
I'm going to start harmonizing pretty soon.
There you go.
There is a hidden room behind Lincoln's head at Mount Rushmore.
Really?
Yes. Called the Hall of Records.
I think Nick Cage found this.
The Hall of Records.
Yeah. It's not where Trump's
Nobody tell
documents are.
Trump, I was going to say.
I know, right? The sculptor, his name is Gutzon Borglum, said, quote, "You may as well drop a letter into the world's postal service without an address or signature as to send that carved mountain into history without identification." So the plan was to... Instead of what the Egyptians did and just like drew dogs with eyeliner, is like leave an explanation. If when Putin hits the button and we're all gone, at least the aliens can understand what the heads were for.
What's in there?
Yeah, what does this mean?
Do we know
about the history?
Is there actually stuff in there?
They put it all in there?
There's
yeah, but who wrote it? Republican or Democrat?
Yeah, right, exactly. They had a couple plans.
That was Bill Barr that said history depends on who's telling the story.
Yeah, that's actually, he stole that quote too, by the way. But sure. All the stupid shit we have. Okay, so there's this Mount Rushmore of just 4 men who happened to get elected. That's just all it is. They were fine. They were great presidents, whatever.
Well,
but Lincoln, I'm just saying though, what let's say there's on another planet, there's another ancient alien show and we're on that show. Look what we found. Like there's going to be, and like, what would that mean? Then they have to come up with the story of who those guys were and what they, it's crazy.
And the fact that it's written in English, I guess they'd have to figure that out.
It's a valid point.
I think also the idea being that it was a new country. Well, it was new to us after we took it.
Yes. By the way,
from the people wearing the grocery bags.
That's one of the funniest. You got to write down your show. It's a new country. We started a new country. Well, new to us.
We took it from the people in grocery bags and gave them a cornucopia, and that was fair. Here is some corn and squash, and now we will take your
And
country
if you guys can survive casinos.
It's going to take several hundred years for us to add Indigenous Peoples Day to Columbus Day, even though we haven't gotten rid of Columbus Day.
That's the weirdest shit. So wait a minute. It's the same. We celebrate the guy who killed the Native Americans and the Native Americans on the same day?
What the fuck?
When did we exactly?
Columbus was just lost. He wasn't even a good explorer.
It was officially lost.
Yeah,
he was like, we need some food.
But the idea being we were a new civilization and we formed a new government after seeking religious freedom. And those
took other people's freedom.
4 of the founding fathers that did that. And so maybe that's why they thought it was important.
Here it is. This repository consists of a teakwood box inside a titanium vault covered by a granite capstone. And then there's a inscription on it.
And sure, they took the country from people that already had it. And then they built their new country on the backs of black people. But
that doesn't say that in here.
It's not in here. And Chinese
later,
people came in. They built our transportation system on the backs of Chinese people.
Yeah.
No, that's not in here either.
Okay.
It says...
it's not in the box.
The white ones are the best. That's what it says.
That's all it says in the box.
XO, Abe.
These white faces.
George.
Guys, thanks for listening and watching the Titus podcast. Please go to Christopher Titus TV if you want to see all my comedy specials. We have a ton of content up there. Please go watch it. By the way, go to the website, get the Scream Sanity shirts, or else Stupid wins. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Go see us in Springfield. Go see us in Portland. And we'll see you guys next week. For myself, the lovely Bombshell, Ray, and the Hylinder. Later.
Peace out.
There could be only one.
Oh, man. That's crazy. I love the arrogance. We're so arrogant. Well, you're going to put it in a teakwood box, and we're going to let them know that we were here. You know, it's like, we're all going to die, no one's going to care. So
I'm surprised no one's made a movie about that.
Ego.